certificates of return issued to some candidates that won during the 2019 elections. Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, stated this on Monday at a forum on media coverage of the polls in Enugu. Okoye noted that 20 of the 25 certificates of return were withdrawn from All Progressive Congress APC members and given to other APC members, while 2 from the People's Democratic Party PDP members were withdrawn and given to other PDP members. He said the other 3 were withdrawn from APC and PDP and given to other political parties. Magui is in the United Kingdom to meet with investigators assisting the Nigerian government in solving cases of money laundering and financial crimes. Recently, Governor Okorocha gave an indication that he was under the spotlight of the EFCC, saying he is the most investigated governor in the country. An Abuja division of the Federal High Court on Monday struck out a suit seeking to stop the Senate from removing Senate President Bukola Saraki and his deputy Ike Ekweremadu from office. The suit was filed by a civil society organization, the Incorporated Trustees of the Civil Society Observatory for Constitutional and Legal Compliance. Delivering judgment on Monday, the judge, John Soho, held that the newspaper report showing threats of removing the Senate President and his deputy, which the plaintiff tendered as evidence in support of its case, are not admissible in law. The judge held that the plaintiff failed to show any credible evidence to persuade the court in any way to grant the declarative reliefs it sought from the court. Earlier, we were joined by Barrister Ayo Ademi Luyi, who shed more light on this.
Ordinarily, the matter is a old suit. It has been overtaken by events. It was possibly filed at a time when there was the brouhaha over the removal of the 2 officers of the National Assembly. But now, a few days to their handover date, it's already overtaken by events. But if you really see the judgment of the court, the court is trying to say the newspaper reports that were tendered by the plaintiffs, who are the Incorporated Trustees of the Civil Society Observatory for Constitutional and Legal Compliance, was not admissible. What that means is that it does the documents themselves, having not emanated from the custody of that particular plaintiff, cannot be taken as something that the court can rely on. To now say, oh, I'm stopping any attempt to remove these persons from their offices. That the evidence does not have any serious weight, it does not have foundation, and therefore it cannot be used to grant orders relating to what they are seeking for. But as I've said before, the suit itself is already overtaken by events and all of that. So it just reflects also the what we talk about, the question of the state of the judiciary, about running the judiciary effectively and expeditiously, such that this kind of matter could have been dealt with at that time. It was filed, and state resources would not have been expended on the sitting of the judges, on and everything to make sure we avoid that kind of event in the.
But what is responsible for this? Length or the long wait, of court cases, especially even criminal cases. We see that depending on who is involved, a judge can just give a date that can be, maybe 2 years' time or 6 months' time, and sometimes by the time it gets to that time, the case is, has been overtaken by events.
It's just the shortage of judges. The constitutional requirement of number of judges on some courts, like the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, the Federal Courts, and even the State High Court have to be expanded. For a country of 160 million people, we have shouted our voices harsh to say we need more judges in this country. We need more specialization of courts in this country, such that justice can be given not only expeditious, not only truly at the appropriate time, but also expeditiously, so that it missed the release being sought.
No fewer than 70 prominent indigents of Kano State and 22 civil society organizations, CSOs, have charged newly appointed emirs to resign their appointment in the interest of peace and tranquility in Kano. Besides, the concerned individuals and groups have sought urgent intervention of the Sultan of Sokoto, Al-Haji Mohammed Said Abubakar, and denounced the creation of additional emirates in Kano. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje had signed the Appointment and Deposition Act 2019, which paved way for balkanization of the Kano Emirate Council into 4. Subsequently, 4 new emirates were appointed with first-class status. But speaking at a media briefing yesterday on behalf of the Renaissance Coalition in collaboration with the CSOs and other stakeholders, Abdurrahman Bafayola asked Governor Ganduje to rather dissipate his energy towards tackling the socio-economic and development challenges in the state. He lamented the hasty passage of the Appointment and Deposition Act 2019, which lasted only 48 hours and without due legislative process. The Nigerian Army on Monday took delivery of some consignment of arms and ammunition to boost its weapon inventory in the fight against insurgents. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the weapons were conveyed through a chartered cargo plane which landed in the country. Still in the news, the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, has agreed on new biosafety rules and regulation for the region. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Environment, Ibikunle Odusute, while speaking at the close of a 3-day meeting of Ministers of Environment of ECOWAS member state, says Nigeria is committed to ensuring biosafety rules and regulations are adhered to and urged member states to follow suit.
This document, which when signed, is expected to be legally binding on members in the sub-region, must not only be nationally accepted at state levels, but must be seen to be so. Therefore, speaking from the Nigeria's experience, I wish to recommend that member states take these reviewed regional regulations of biosafety back